Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, it would mean a lot. If there's one airline that's worth looking into its fleet, it's the transformation that we've seen with regards to Air India. So now as 2025 approaches, what does their fleet actually look like? What has changed? And how will it change further if we're looking into the future? Well, let me begin with the airline's narrow-body fleet, and more importantly focus in on the mainline fleet rather than Air India, Express and such. The mainline fleet includes a mix of A320 family aircraft. Whether this is the previous gen or next gen, the blend has been curated to make the most of the potential demand across the airline network, which is obviously only increasing. However, more importantly, the single-aisle fleet showcases a clear pathway towards the future, where the focus remains on bringing truckloads of efficiency to the airline. Air India has 10 A319s to its name. However, only 6 were listed as active at the time of recording. Focusing on the average age of this fleet, they are among the oldest in the network, as to be expected, at 16 years almost. This is also the smallest type in capacity and therefore size. The A320 is more than present, that being the most popular single-aisle fleet type, where the airline has commitments to the old and new gen. It's the role of the A320-200 that has reduced quite considerably in recent years, with now just 9 units remaining. Interestingly, despite an evident transition towards the next-gen planes, as I'll get into, these 9 units are hardly old in the grand scheme of things, coming in at just over 10 years. Considering the aircraft type's lifespan, it shows its youthful nature. Air India has committed to the next A320neo as well, which has improved efficiency and therefore ultimately reduced its operating costs. The flag carrier has already amassed 47 active units. And lastly is the role of the A321, the stretch, which has brought higher capacity wherever it's flown. Air India, in a very similar fashion to the base model, flies the older gen with 13 units, averaging 15 years, and also the A321neo. Present with 4 active units, these being among the youngest fleet types at 1.3 years. However, as I move upwards towards newer aircraft, the beginning of the future is where the recent addition of the Airbus A350 is present. Data indicates Air India has 6 units to its name. These have been delivered in truckloads this year, and the aircraft has certainly proved its worth. Furthermore, it is the first accurate indication of the future of Air India, as Tata Group invests tens and tens and tens of billions into the airline to upgrade the overall flying experience. The fresh feel of the A350 brings that new energy that many people believe it needed. And at an average age of just under 1 year, this truly epitomizes the future. Wide-body commitments are also present through other aircraft, and the airline still relies heavily on the reliable 777 family. Included are 2 variants, the 777-200, which has 8 units active, and the 777-300ER with 16. Interestingly for Air India, these 777s are getting on in terms of age, sitting at roughly 15 to 13 years average. And the airline has already formed the replacement plans with the addition of other aircraft in the future. That said, the high-capacity nature of the Boeing 777s allow them to be present across long-haul markets that do require that additional seating. The new era, however, for Air India certainly comes also in the form of the 787. This aircraft has been around for some time now, but it still has been a key catalyst for improving efficiency and therefore finances across some very key markets. The company has continued to adopt the type through the years and actually intends to acquire new Dreamliners in the future too. But what next? Well, thankfully for Air India and its customers, if you thought at any point the fleet wasn't up to par concerning units available or in need of an overhaul in terms of technology and efficiency, even maybe stretching as far as the cabin interior, you'd be in luck, because Air India has committed quite heftily to the next-gen planes from Airbus and Boeing over the last few years, with hundreds, and I mean hundreds upon hundreds, of new planes expected to be delivered. These major orders are pivotal in return returning Air India to its former glory as a leader in the industry. Aircraft such as the 777X will arrive, and it will be important for this flag carrier to match the new planes with an interior that looks great and is functional. And by all accounts, these latest revelations in terms of cabin interior have been positively received. These are challenges, and Air India still faces a very uphill battle to overcome the place it has been in. But as a true flag bearer, it wants to be an airline that its country is proud of, and also just generally as a national carrier, one that the world can look to in a positive manner. So what are your thoughts on the aircraft Air India operate? And looking into the future, do you believe their purchases are adequate enough? Are you excited for the brand moving forward, or do you still have your hesitations? Are they damaged maybe beyond repair? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you very much for your support. If you'd like me to take a look at more of the other companies in the Air India group, if you will, including Express, let me know down below in the comments as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in a couple of days for your latest aviation analysis.